stripes. I only tell stories of fights. You learn that the struggle is part of the hustle. Don't ever mistake them as gripes. First I hit them with lefts, then I hit them with rights. After all that I've been through, I gotta continue to cut through that bull with a knife. You holding me up, so I'm rising. You want me to fail, a surprise. I'm addicted to winning, so since the beginning, I only focus on horizons. Only record is who are the hardest. Whole family is a chock full of violence. Who would tell them I never been there?
His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh is ringside for this massive event here tonight at the Kingdom Arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Alongside me, former Vasily the Matrix Lomachenko, Ukraine's finest. He's a former world champion in multiple weight classes. King Rod.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, presenting the 2-time Olympic gold medalist from Ukraine, a tremendous 3-division champion of the world, Vasily Lomachenko. Fighting out of the blue corner, from Victorville, California, here is the exciting boxing sensation, King Ryan Garcia.
So much hype surrounding this big matchup. Can't wait to see what goes down when the opening bell rings.
You couldn't even squeeze through to your seat. This is that packed. The atmosphere is ridiculous.
No doubt about it. This was the hottest ticket in town by a country mile. Every seat has been sold. These two fighters promised us an offensive show. Let's see if they deliver. Got him with a left jab. Nice counter punch right up the middle. He blocks the right uppercut. Oh, and it's flashing lights for the flash here. He's got to get out of trouble. Still standing.
Got caught sleeping on the job. What do? You step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom, back into it. But do not make those mistakes. This is the wrong place to fall asleep.
That counter shot lands. So much pre-hype surrounding this fight. The fans are on the edge of their seats.
Can you imagine walking into this town, walking into an arena with such noise, people chanting your name? You can't even hear your corner man whispering in your ear. I've been in situations like that where it can be terrorizing if you haven't got your wits about it.
These two are the perfect dance partners.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Swing and a miss with the left hook. A straight right just misses. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Loma in that last round. And a round that seemed like an eternity for them finally comes to a close.
Wow.
Here we go, round 2. Who's going to land the first big shot? So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you. And that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Ready for that counter punch. Johnny, a lot of fighters focus on their defense with their hands up. This fighter focuses on their defense with their footwork, moving on those angles, staying out of danger.
If you're an outside fighter, you've got to use that straight jab, the straight right hands, the straight left hands. Doing it that way, it makes it so awkward for anybody to try and pin you down or even predict which way you're moving.
Jab slightly off target. Halfway through the round, I'm not sure who's winning it.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Well, they're going deep into the gas tank on this round. Good counter punch. That punch scores. Nobody home with that hook. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Uh-oh, Lomachenko just got rocked. Let's talk about Loma in that last round. Well, this is the time that the trainer needs to come in and say something special. Let's get it started in round 3. Nice counter. And he scores with the counter. Beautiful counter punch. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. He threw a punch and just got countered. Swing and a miss with the right hook. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. By the way, the connect percentages have to be off the charts. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Both men step back for just a moment. Punch, counter punch. There's a counter shot. Missing with that right hook. Back and forth they go. They exchange punches. This is a high-octane battle. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Loma in that last round. I promise you, all 3 judges here are going to give that round to... Here we go to the 4th round. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Lomachenko is buzzed. Believe what we're seeing here.
Green Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
That hook was off target. A perfect counter lands. This has been a very competitive round as we reach the midway point.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
perfect counter shot. Missing with that jab. And that is that. It is a knockout. What a win. Let's watch that again in replay from a different angle.
Shot from the gods, they say. A shot from the gods.
You saw it here live. A knockout win. Congratulations.
Accuracy.
Another gun. All damn, just what have I become? No chance, I'm still what they waiting for. No brain on stage, been here before. Hold on too much, gotta let it go. No pain on my fit, ain't involved. No call, no show, I ain't really gone. Too late to say I was there wrong. Filling out the way for that info. Feel lost, but I know that we close. Speed down my lane on the road. Feel like I've been in before, but maybe switching my roles. Cold dude, no you. Now you ain't never that. So lose, I do. I gotta run it back. Cold dude, no you. Now you ain't never that. So lose, I do. I gotta run it back. Another one time be fun. I think my aim just begun. Another one last time please ya. Now I ain't live to please ya. Ain't got no plans to be through. With this whole thing to see through. And I ain't trying to be cool.
Let's do it.
Okay, focus, focus. Big deep breath. Then box. Now you're switching off. You're starting to make mistakes and you...
Do your business.
You're better than that. You've done all your work all the way through.
Let's do it.
Switched off. What are you doing? Right, let's go out there. Get
back.
Roll the left hook.
Another gun. All damn, just what have I become? No chance, I'm still what they waiting for. No brain on stage, been here before. Hold on too much, gotta let it go. No pain, I'm out of it, ain't involved. No call, no show, I ain't really gone. Too late to say I was dead wrong. Flown out the way for that info. Feel lost, but I know that we close. Speed down my lane on the road. Feel like I've been in before, but maybe switching my roles. Cold dude, no you, now you ain't never that. So lose, I do, I gotta run it back. Cold dude, no you, now you ain't never that. So lose, I do, I gotta run it back. Another one time be fun, I think my end just begun. Another one last time please y'all, now I ain't live to please y'all. Ain't got no plans to be through, with this whole thing to see through. And I ain't trying to be cool, nah I'm just trying to be true. But all I do is see blue, at least the 10 in my room. Feel like it's trying to consume, but I'm just days to refuse. Or maybe make it out soon, I assume that my doom ain't the worst. To be guess what my purpose is. Start my verse, then I fall when the curtain ends. When the curtain ends, yeah, it's just back to pretend. Yeah, it's just back in the bins. Yeah, it's just back in my ends. Off in the back where I blend. Off in the back where I... Yeah, it's just back to pretend. Yeah, it's just back in the bins. Yeah, it's just back in my ends. Off in the back where I... Another one, another one, another one. Another one, another one, another one. Another one, another one. Another one. Another one down.
Born in the thunder, slave to the hunger. They always said there's no way out. feeling like I got a brand new contract. Armed and dangerous and ready for combat. Soon as I catch him on sight, it's contact. I get the job done proper, there's no comebacks. Life's not fair, people hoping on the balance. But either you got that magic or you haven't. And we were born and blessed with all this talent. Soon as we're given a task, it's so apparent I'm fully prepared, fully activated and ready.
It'll be tough to forget this evening. How about your surroundings here at Valper Bay? And hopefully we'll have a memorable fight as well. Alongside me, Johnny Nelson.
It's going to be
Sugar Ray Robinson, one of the most skilled boxers to ever lace up the gloves, inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 1990, and he fights out of Harlem, New York. It's Sugar Ray.
This bout is...
Well, I hope you brought... What a fight we expect this one to be. Both of these athletes primed and ready. Straight right just misses. They both want a knockout, you can tell. Left uppercut. Usually you don't need a weather report for a boxing match, but we certainly do today as we fight under the sun.
This is taking boxing back to its roots. Outside, where you've got the crowd there, you can hear everything. You've got the breeze of the wind, you've got the heat of the sun. You know when you're doing this? Your feet are on fire. They're on fire in the ring.
A very competitive round here so far.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than that.
Unlucky to miss with that jab. Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to go down? Catch and shoot. The straight right just misses. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Talk about Robinson in that last round.
What you doing?
Here we go for round two. So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
Counterpuncher's my favorite kind of fighter. A good counterpuncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
Missing with the left hook. Neither one of them want this to go to the judges' scorecards. Good counter punching. Those counter punches have to hurt. This fighter focuses on those long, straight punches, staying on the outside, and winning round after round.
This is what makes outside fighters so good. Their footwork is second to none. It's as fast as their hands.
When are we going to see a jab from these two. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Robinson in that. The bell rings and we start the third. Coming off a very tough round, let's see what they do here.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt, you've got to get out there again. Be smart, be sharp. Don't be a fool, don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Good counter punch. Good looking hook, but it was blocked. Couldn't land that jab. Nice counter punch right up the middle. Beautiful counter shot. Do you believe this? I can't believe we're only halfway through the round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
And he did catch him. He caught it clean. Clean as a whistle. One of the best attributes to have in boxing has nothing to do with boxing. It's how well you can take a punch to the face.
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
That counter punch caught him clean. Punch, counter punch. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Robinson in that last round. Back at it in round 4. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
This fighter expending a lot of energy in this round. It's knockout or bust for both of these fighters. Sugar Ray Robinson just got rocked. Didn't wait long to get back and get engaged.
Green Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
And they figure out the combination to this safe.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
You couldn't write a script like this. This is like Rocky versus Apollo. We hear that old phrase, second win. You've got to find it somehow.
Middleweight always gives us a class. If you've got 2 class middleweight fighters, you are in for action. I'm quite sure right now, if you know your boxing, a certain fighter, I would just say marvelous, but some fighters were unbelievable middleweight.
Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Robinson in that last round. That bell could not have come soon enough for this guy. Things are starting to heat up now as we enter the 5th. After that last round, something has got to change.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs are gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
Nice exchange here from both men. So much firepower here. Perfect counter shot. When you're a power puncher, you're not as concerned with how many punches you throw. It's about how many you land and how hard they are. Let's see that again.
Where did that come from? What a shot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are you okay?
Oh, wait a minute! Robinson got buzzed there. He's in trouble. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Final 10 seconds here, unless we get some late drama. I think we all know who won this round. Let's talk about Robinson. Let's start the 6. Let's see if they can shake off the cobwebs after a disastrous last round.
2 knockdowns and you're coming back from that. That's near on impossible because your head must be all over the place. Your legs would feel like jelly. What can they tell you in the corner? All they can do is wake you up. They can't even go into game plan.
Perfect counter lands. They call it the chin. We wondered how good his chin was, but no one's chin's standing up to that shot.
You're right, Todd.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You okay?
Apparently it's going to take more than that to keep this fighter down.
Got to waste time. Get step behind the referee. When he comes close, tie him up. The referee's then got to paw you. Walk around the ring. You've just got to make the most of it. Because if you let him jump back on you again, he's going to get momentum and pull you down again. And that's a lot of points to lose in the round.
It's a good start to the round for this guy.
No doubt at all. You can see who's winning. You can see who's got it in hand. You can see who's comfortable. Or it's a bit of a mousetrap.
I think that will look even more dramatic in slow motion.
I need to see that again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're out.
So time to go celebrate after a knockout win here.
A knockout victory. That's
I just need a minute to replenish who I am, and who I am is so dependent on exactly where we stand. stand in any pose, anything but tippy toes. Don't want you to feel smaller, always taller. Now I'm a cheerleader, she a baller. The difference in height isn't I left my ego at the altar. Now every ring's a thing, and everything I taught you is coming back around to me, just like revolvers. And every single click is just hammering it home. Who knew Russian roulette involved answering the phone? Until my signal dwindles or my channel is in Rome, or my cell phone dies, or it's cancer in my dome. And dear nicks the tone as I pour my pain out. One of your short nose might blow my brains out, but you ain't even pick up. Talking to myself, exactly what you sick of.
You are the sweetest thing, yeah. I live on the joy you bring, yeah. But I'm coming back, knocking down the door. I'm coming back. Are you ready for more? Are you ready for more? Regrets, oh, I have a few. Yeah. I tried to change what I cannot undo.
It is Riyadh season in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and we're about to see another big-time fight here at Kingdom Arena. And here with me, my broadcast colleague, it's Johnny Nelson.
Todd, oh.
And here he is, Bud Terrence Crawford, one of the pound-for-pound best in the world, fighting out of Nebraska, USA. So
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds.
What a pleasure to be in this unique environment. Every seat has... Great to have you with us for this all-action affair. We expect big things, and I don't think we're going to be disappointed. We wanted action, and they are delivering. Defense is not an option for these two. Good counter punching. So much pre-hype surrounding this fight. The fans are on the edge of their seats.
You have some fighters that are big show, big arena fighters, and they bask in this, they love this, they are born for this. You have other fighters where this would be like the rabbit in the headlights.
Beautiful counter shot. You gotta like what you're seeing as we reach the halfway point of this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Stamina is off the charts. Hooks, misses. Nice punch. Both trying for a knockout. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Well, we're entering desperation. And there's the bell for round two. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet, not until your senses have come back.
If you're a counter puncher, then basically you do the counter attack. You let them get their punch off first, and then you answer in kind.
Reaction is second to none. It's the blink of an eye, and they're waiting for any little twitch you do. So you've got to fight a counter puncher smart.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. Do you believe what we're seeing? Very competitive round here so far.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I got to respect both of them more than happy.
Both men step back for just a moment. Throws the jab, but it doesn't score. Punch, counter punch. You can tell he's stronger, but he's not faster. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Well, we know they've got the advantage so far, but how do... There's the bell to start round three. They've got all the momentum on their side after that last round. Let's see what they do here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Just missed with that hook. punch landed. It's over! This fight is done! And it's a one-hitter quitter! What a knockout shot! Let's take another look!
That's lights out!
So it's onward and upward after a knock.
Victory all in my eyes. Enemies only can see my demise. Envision my downfall, it's not in my view. I only look up, I will not be subdued. Can never submit.
We've got high hopes for this. Miss G. Katie Taylor, one of the best.
This bout.
What a pleasure it is. Great to have you with us for this all-action affair. We expect big things, and I don't think we're going to be disappointed. Nice counter punch right up the middle. So close to that uppercut. Who's willing to go where the other fighter won't? She got clipped by that counter. So much for boxing. This is a fist fight. Who could forget the first fight between Jonas and Taylor? It was a vicious encounter. Both fighters had their moments, tooth and nail to the bitter end. This should be an action-packed fight.
I watched these two girls fight in the 2012 Olympics. The crowd was ridiculous. The noise was ridiculous. Of all the boxing in the Olympics, this was the best fight, the best atmosphere. This was the fight that everybody wanted to be at.
I can't believe we're only halfway through the round. Whoa, hold on a second, Johnny. Natasha Jonas in trouble. Just one punch away from getting the momentum back.
Bing Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
The right hook just missed. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about the top. And there's the bell to start round two. So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Beautiful counter punch. These two fighters are made for one another. Punch, counter punch. Starting to take some deep breaths now, but still fighting hard. Well done with that counter shot. This fighter is all about finesse, using a lot of angle. Did you see that? Oh, and that shot hurt Natasha Jonas. Down goes Natasha Jonas. She knocked the wind out of her, and it took her off her feet. Look at this replay.
One, two, three, four, 6, 7, 8.
You heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. A knockout victory and one of the biggest surprises of...
I just need a minute to replenish who I am, and who I am is so dependent on exactly where we stand. I stand in any pose, anything but tippy toes. I want you to feel smaller, always taller. Now I'm a cheerleader, she a baller. The difference in height isn't I left my ego at the altar. Now every ring's a thing, and everything I taught you is coming back around to me, just like revolvers. And every single click is just hammering it home. Who knew Russian roulette involved answering the phone? Until my signal dwindles or my channel is in Rome, or my cell phone dies, or it's cancer in my dome. And dear Nick's the tone as I pull my...
As the Suns, Lyndon King, all it's...
This bout,
How will these two fighters promised us an offensive show. Let's see if they deliver. Jab to the body, trying to wear him down. He got caught clean by a left hook. Missing with the hook. Usually you don't need a weather report for a boxing match, but we certainly do today as we fight under the sun.
This is taking boxing back to its roots. Outside, where you've got the crowd there, you can hear everything. You've got the breeze of the wind, you've got the heat of the sun. You know when you're doing this? Your feet are on fire today. They're on fire in the ring.
Halfway through the round, I'm not sure who's winning it.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Beautiful counter shot. They exchange punches. And he scores with the counter. Deciding to let it all hang out here in this round. Timing beats speed. Speed beats power. The pace will slow down, it picks up. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Arthur in that last round. Pretty dominant round there. Let's see how they respond here in the next round.
Dominant.
What do we expect to see here in round two? Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything worked. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
This counter-puncher is going to wait for you to move first and then will strike like a snake. Keep an eye on this guy.
Todd, I understand what you're saying, but you've got to be on this. You've got to be on it. You've got to be a pro. You've got to think right. Concentrate.
can tell who's stronger and who's faster. Nope, that hook won't score. He threw a punch and just got countered. Well done with that counter shot. And down goes Alexander Usyk. You could see it in their eyes. They saw that punch coming, and there was nothing they could do.
I've got to see that again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So the fight will continue, but what does the game plan have to look like now?
The corner need to think nice and sharp. They know their fight. They know what their fight is capable of doing and what their fight can and cannot take. This is going to be a tough decision to make.
As we enter the final 10 seconds here, it's probably a round he'd rather forget. Talk about Alexander Usyk in that last round. What a huge momentum swing that's going to be, considering that round. Here we go in round 3. Who's going to land the first big shot? Let's see how he bounces back here after getting dropped in the last round.
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle, man. He's got to bluff it.
Time they drop their guard, they get caught. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. A perfect counter lands. The winner of this surely will get a world title shot. Everything looks better in slow motion. Let's take another look.
Even I've got to see that again. Where did...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Can't find a home for that jab. Ten seconds to go, and what domination we've seen in this round. Let's talk about Arthur. Here we go in round 4. Who's going to land the first big shot? They barely survived the last round after 2 knockdowns. Let's see what happens here.
I have no idea what they have left. How do you come back from something like that? Knock out twice? Where's your head at? Where's your energy levels at? It tells you you've got nothing left.
And parries that left jab away. Does not score. Catch and shoot. How nervous would you get when you know you're facing a big puncher like this that can seriously hurt you?
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to think him. You've just got to be smarter than him. You've got to be like a little Fagin and pickpocket him.
We're at the halfway point, and both of these fighters know the round is still up for grabs.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Only catching air with that hook. punches have to hurt. No rest for the weary. When are we going to see a jab from these two? You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Arthur and back into the fray here in round 5. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around? Punch, counter punch. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. One of the best attributes to have in boxing has nothing to do with boxing. It's how well you can take a punch to the face.
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong, because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
Beautiful counter punch. Hook misses. Which fighter will say no mas? Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. This fighter is not interested in throwing one shot at a time. They throw combinations and they throw them non-stop.
Some fighters are just gifted with such hand speed, footwork, movement. They are gifted. They are the chosen few.
The straight right just misses. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about Arthur in that last round. Well, he is in big trouble here. He may have been saved by the bell.
The bell sometime.
Let's start the 6th. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him. Tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. There's a counter shot. Neither one of them want this to go to the judges' scorecards. Another scoring shot there. I think it's safe to say one of these fighters certainly has a significant speed advantage. You can tell who it is.
Let me explain to you about a fast fighter that's got hand speed and footwork. They're relaxed. They're confident. They know they just have to quick burst, boom. In a split second, they've let 4 shots go. Their footwork has got them out of the way. And these guys are so relaxed. And that's why they can maintain this all the way through a fight.
Have to be a judge in this fight, as both fighters have had their big moments.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Both men step back for just a moment. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Alexander Usyk. Here we go. go. It's round 7. That 1-minute break surely wasn't enough for him to completely recover.
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. Someone's will cave, but which fighter will it be? Don't let this fighter's speed fool you. There's some method to the madness. These are precision shots, and they're coming at lightning speed.
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's where the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside close round.
I can't believe we're only halfway through the round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Straight right just misses. What heart, what desire, but at what cost? Good counter punching. Nope, that jab not going to score. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Alexander. And we enter the 8th round. Fatigue is setting in. Let's see how they handle it here in this round.
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
Well, just a couple rounds left, Johnny. What's your assessment so far?
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
His stamina is... And the big cat goes down! Let's watch this again. He set it up perfectly and knocked him down.
A shot from the gods.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So they're back on their feet, but let's see how much they have left in the tank.
That is a show of character. When you're put down, your eagle's hurt, your chin's hurt, your body's hurting, and you've got to get up, suck it up, and think, right, I'm back in the game again. It's so hard for a fighter.
You've got to pick things up halfway through the round here.
There's a lot of work to do, and you know what? It's hard to pull back. Don't get into the habit of losing. Don't get into the habit of being second place. You've got to change the habit. You've got to change something, because otherwise, why should it change?
Final 10 seconds here, and this has not been his round for sure. No surprise as we get a unanimous decision there.
Unanimous?